Hey, welcome to Showtime. I'm Showman. I'm a voice actor, I do various stuff, and hey, I even do this. Showtime, for those who don't know, and because this is the first episode, is just where I, and if I have a guest, ramble on about various subjects. Could be anything. Could be the moon, could be buses, automobiles, bananas, apples, whatever comes to mind, you know? And honestly, for the first episode, I actually don't have anything to ramble about. I mean, I'm recording this after some stuff's gone down in my life, sure, but the funniest thing about this is that I didn't actually know what to ramble about in the show where I fucking ramble about stuff, you know? And it's really strange that how, when it ultimately comes to the thing that you have to do, it's not that you don't feel like doing it, but it's almost as if you've, like, forced yourself into a state of not wanting to do it or forgetting to do it. I find that quite interesting because for the longest time I've wanted to do this. And I do have some interesting concepts that I could go on about. Like fucking my love for Diogenes, my love for philosophy and for understanding how the world works, various things like that. And of course, I'm gonna have guests on here who will help me push along the conversation a little better. But I feel like it'd be better if the first episode, right? This thing, right? It's between me and you. Yeah, yeah, it's between me and you. That's nice, isn't it? It's a nice thought. But it's still hard to get past this idea that I actually don't know what I'm gonna talk about. So I guess that's the subject of what I'm gonna talk about. How much I don't have anything to talk about. You know? That's a wacky idea. I'm sure this will wear thin. These episodes, I'll explain scheduling. These episodes will be coming out at minimum once a week. I have a lot to think about and a lot to talk about. And when I'm going around my daily life, I'll normally, like, you know, take a jot down thoughts and such. But honestly, nothing's coming to mind. These will last however long I want them to be. They could be a podcast's length, show the show, watch whenever that comes out. Or it could be just 5 to 10 minutes. And I think that's nice. It's a bite size. You can listen to it while you're doing the dishes, or you can listen to it while you're, I don't know, having fun. You can just go through things, episodes that I've previously done in order to see how I've come along, how far I've come, or whatever. And it's a process. It's a process, definitely. I feel as though these things are definitely harder to run than a lot of people let on. Often, the most easiest response to, oh, well, I don't know how to do this, is to just hit record and see what happens. See the results. See the ends that justify the meat beef. But in all honesty, it's a whole lot harder. You gotta have a personality. You gotta be bombastic. You gotta show some gusto. But you don't always have that. And that's okay. I lied. I have a lot to talk about. I have been going through some stuff in my life. And I'm not going to share details because it's quite personal, and I know that the people who are close to me are going to be watching this. Hello? Hello? Yeah, you. Yeah, you. And I don't want to drag them into this. I don't want to drag you into this, viewer, listener. Because these are to be more listened to than they are to be, watched. This is just a solid JPEG on the screen. Yeah. Look at that. Fucking idiot. He's worried about something, but I don't know what. Anyways. Stuff has gone down in my life. As of late, I've been working on my voice acting career, which has only been getting better. Which I'm glad. Personally, I've always wanted to be a voice actor. I think I'd be very good at it. I got a lot of personality. I've been getting with big producers, or, well, big... they're not even that big, but I'm still proud of them for the growth that they've had thus far. I'm not going to call them out. Some of this might be confidential. But you get my point. I've been getting with some big boys. Some decently big boys. And I'm making my way up in the industry. But I also don't have a job. And I heard somebody close to me. And it's hard to talk about these things. Went from not being able to talk about anything to talking about things to having a hard time talking about them. What an evolution. It's hard to talk about these things. 'Cause they're personal, you know? And it's this whole thing where you're sitting there and you're like, how can I tell this vast audience, all my 30 subscribers, how can I tell them about my personal life without giving away details? Because this Showtime is going to be very personal. I'm going to have guests on, not to interview them, because Lord knows, like, after you've heard, like, the third person ask about your work, the last thing you want to hear is, oh wow, you're that person who does that work. Fuck off. You want to hear about their lives. Nothing too invasive, nothing about their sex lives, nothing about their drug habits. I'm not going to narc on anybody. Sorry, police. Go fuck yourselves. That was a joke legally. But just like what their childhood was like, you know? I started this off saying that I had nothing to say. And I keep bringing that up because it's such a fascination. I've managed to fill 8 minutes, 55 seconds at this point with nothing to say. And it's just wild. Just goes to show that if you push yourself, you can do anything, I guess. You can start up a voice acting career. You can talk to yourself at 2:50 a.m. Anyways, this has been a nice 10 minutes, I'd say. I'll see you on the next time of Showtime. If you got loved ones out there, cherish them. If you got old folks out there, give them a ring, give them a call, and give them a kiss. And always say you're sorry. Always realize the consequences of your actions. Alright. You have a good one. Stop listening. What the fuck are you still doing here? Go back to doing dishes or whatever. I'm not your friend.